yo. Run it back.
Hey, welcome to Run It Back Podcast, episode 4. This is Dan. As usual, I got Keith and Kev with me. How you guys doing on this long weekend?
Doing good, man. It's Thanksgiving weekend, just a lot of feasting.
Happy Thanksgiving. Give thanks. Give thanks.
What are you giving thanks to?
I'm giving thanks to all the booty out there in the world.
So we'll be giving thanks to your family, man.
That too. That too.
Booty's more important, eh?
Booty comes second. Family first always. Dominic Toretto life. Family.
So on Friday, a lot of new music dropped. So let's start off by talking about some of the projects that are dropped. T.I. dropped his album called Dime Trap. Have you guys heard it? What do you think?
Ooh, T.I.
First of all, congrats to that man. 10 albums in.
10 projects
Jeez.
in.
Telling them. Young mans are like, who's T.I.?
It's crazy. Like, the quality of his music hasn't really dropped for someone who's 10 albums in.
Yeah, man. What you talking about, partner? T.I. is
He's an OG, man.
OG, bro. I love this album a lot.
What do you think?
I would say it's consistent with what I expect from T.I. He has some really great features, and he can still rap his ass off, right? I like that his music's matured as we've sort of grown up on his music, because you look back at his early days, like 03, 04 with trap music, but then you see now he's still got that trap sound, but he's talking about different content. He's a lot more mature. He's talking about like the societal impact of what their music does, etc.
Yeah, I agree. His content has grown a lot, but the quality of music has stayed consistent at a high level. And I think you're right. He talks about a lot of shit that's like relevant now, issues in society. He has a song where he talks about like mistakes he's made in his relationship. It's good to hear that the music is still sounds good, but I think there were a few songs on this album that I wasn't feeling. But the trap sounding one that sounds like the old T.I., those songs are always going to be fire.
I think one thing I wanted to add is a lot of this, despite the maturity, there's some things in there that were just kind of corny. Like he compared trap music to being the trapper's philosophy or something like that, and he talked about, I don't know if you guys heard the outro, and then he's just like, who knew that we would take this and then commercialize it, and it's this whole preachy thing.
I know, I heard it. You know what it is? Because there's a lot of talk about whether him or Gucci were the creators of trap music. So I think there's some lines in this album where he's trying to convince people that he was the one who created trap music, or put those two terms together. Yeah. But I know some of the songs with like, it sounds like really commercial and poppy, and those songs I wasn't feeling at all. But it's a good project overall.
But beyond that, I think what I was trying to get at is like, you can have the great message, but when you package it in a certain way, it sounds corny.
Yeah.
Right? It sounds like you're trying to be Luke Cage, all preachy. Right? Put the guns down, brother.
Put the guns down.
What are your thoughts, Keith?
Yeah, I listened to this album once through, and never really listened to T.I. growing up as much as I should have. But no, this album was really good. I think this is one of the best albums that came out this week. I really did like it. Definitely an album I'm going to have to listen to much more times, but definitely something I'm going to go back to and listen to for sure.
Yeah, some songs are definitely worth going back and bumping to again, but again, there are some songs that are a little corny or sound poppy. I don't think it like fits his image really well.
Anderson .Paak is having a moment though. Like, he's on every project that's come out lately. He's got a feature on here too. It's pretty nice.
He's one of the most talented people in the game, man. People are recognizing. Ratings?
Keith?
I give it a 4 out of 5 easy.
True. I would say 3.5. 3.5 out of 5.
I'm trying to decide between 3 and 3.5. I'm leaning towards Probably 3.5.
Moving on, Dave East and Styles P dropped their joint project called Beloved. Have you guys heard it? What are your thoughts?
I really liked it. It harkens back to that New York sound, especially that early 2000s, that hard hitting. It's bars and it's street rap, right? I like that. I like the song with the locks, the last track, Load My Gun, and then Cut From a Different Cloth. And Do You Know What Time It Is? That's a great one.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this project. If you know me, you know Dave East is like one of my favorite rappers.
Mm-hmm.
And the Locks weren't like a group that I listened to growing up. Like as I got into hip hop more, as I got older, I went back and listened to them. But Styles P dropped like a project last year, I believe, called G Host. And then when he was doing his press run, he was talking about like the meaning behind the album and just like a little bit of his philosophies and what he stands for. So as I listened to him like talk more in his interviews, I like really became a big fan. So I was excited when this project dropped.
Styles P has been pretty consistent in the game. Like he's never been a big name, but he's been respected, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his music and his rapping is like always been good.
It's consistent, yeah.
One of the big things that I fuck with him, like the last one, he was preaching about like having a balance between being a gangster and being a gentleman, and he's like just trying to find balance in your life is like very important. So that's like one of the reasons I started fucking with him a lot.
Yeah, I really did like this album. I want to give thanks to Damn. Thanks for putting me on Dave East. I never knew who he was. He told me listen to Karma 2 and he had Karma 1 out already. Listened to Karma 2, loved it. Went back, listened to Karma 1, loved it. Now this album here, loved it. It was a really good album. I honestly liked it. I liked track 3. I did like also Cut From a Different Cloth. It's a really good album for sure, 100%.
Yeah, this album is solid. Just New York sound, bars, the beats are fire. And I think their styles, like Styles P and Dave East, they like complement each other a lot. On the songs where they go back and forth, it sounds fire.
So ratings?
Yeah, this is another great album this week. I honestly do love this album. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, Dave East is my guy. I'll give it a 4 out of 5 too.
Can I do 0.25s? I'm thinking.
No, man.
All right. So in that case, I'm gonna have to bring Dime Trap down to 3, and then this will be 3.5.
Okay. If you've never heard of Dave East, I would highly recommend you to go check out his older projects. Karma 1, Karma 2, he has other albums as well. If you like that street talk, New York rap, again, recommend you to go listen to his music. He's really dope.
Moving on to Mozzie.
Man, checked out Apple Music, trying to see what new projects are out. Seen this man, don't know who this man is. For those of you listening, I'm starting to find out about these new hip-hop artists that Kev and Dan know about. They've been putting me on some new artists. One of them was what I found on my own was through the Apple newly released stuff was Mozzie. This album was pretty good. I really liked it. Surprising to say the least. It was a little bit of a little trap in there. So I liked it.
He's like a West Coast rapper, so you hear like that West Coast sound in his music.
And he got Schoolboy in there.
Yep. He has good features on the album.
He's got a lot of good features on there.
I think the project overall was good. The way I got the way I heard of Mozzie was a LA Leakers freestyle that he did, and I think he killed that shit. But when I listened to the album, like I didn't get the same vibe or the same energy from like when I heard that freestyle. But it's a good project overall, and again, it has really good features on it. And speaking about features, so I think sometimes when people see a lot of features on albums, they like, I don't know, they look down upon it.
Pulls them away from the album.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think having features on an album is good, or do you think people should be working more by themselves?
I think people should be more open to it. Obviously, if an artist is willing to put that much work into getting people to have a bar or two on a track, I think it's definitely not something people should shy away from.
Kev, what do you think?
It really depends on the intention of the artist, right? If the intention is to showcase their individual talents, then maybe the features will detract from that. Which is why when Nas dropped Illmatic, he only had one feature. But if you have a different message, or you're just trying to achieve a certain sound, and you get artists that work well with that, then by all means use as many features as you feel is necessary. But if you're lacking in content and the only way you're filling that gap is with features, then the fans are gonna know it. They're gonna know.
Yeah, I think there needs to be a balance between having like songs by yourself and then having other people on your project. I'm all for people collaborating because I feel like that's when you get some of the best music, right? You get more ideas in the studio. And then you get to work together on creating songs. But sometimes I feel like people just use big names as features just to like hype up the song or the project or whatever. So when they do that, I'm not a big fan of it, but I'm a huge fan of when artists collaborate. I think that's when like you get some of the best music. Rating on Mozzie's album. I don't think we never said the title. The title's called Gangland Landlord.
Yeah, it was a good album. I give it a 3.5 out of 5.
I think I'd give it a 3 out of 5.
I'm gonna have to abstain because I didn't listen to this one.
Yeah, definitely listen through it. It's pretty good. I liked it.
So this artist that I just found on Apple Music when I was looking at new releases, his name is Fora. He's an album called Love Is Hell. This album surprised the shit out of me.
Yo,
it's fire.
Yo, I did not expect this.
Me
I don't
neither.
know. I didn't know who this man was. Again, coming to this Apple Music, just seeing what's out there and what's new. Man, it was really good. I loved this album a lot.
Yeah, this album surprised me a lot. So one thing before I even heard it, when I was looking at the track list, I saw him having a lot of like big name features. He has Trippie Redd on the album, Tory Lanez, G-Eazy, Black. So I was like, okay, if these people are working with him, then he must be pretty good. Then when I listened to the album, I was so surprised. It's a mixture of rap and R&B, a lot of different vibes. Talks about like his relationships, the issues he's had with different women.
There's
and
definitely
stuff.
like a message behind this album.
It's
definitely.
really dope album.
Yeah, he's really talking about his personal life. Like for me, I'd like Sinner, No Scope, Quick Scope, No Scope.
A lot of the songs are dope.
Yeah,
like he doesn't have that many backtracks on this project.
Yeah, it was a really good album. I really loved it a lot.
Yeah, it surprised me a lot. If I were to rate it, I'd probably give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, for me as well, 4 out of 5 easy. This is definitely an album that I will go back to and listen. It's worth listening to. I recommend it. Definitely recommend it.
It's up there with like these OGs that drop their albums too.
It's as good as Black's album too. I would say it's as good as Black's album too. So definitely take a listen to it for sure.
That's a huge cosign, saying it's as good as East Atlanta. I definitely slept on it this week, but I'll be sure to check it out. I heard a few tracks on this, and the Tory Lanez one is nice, and Stuck in My Ways, which is playing in the background, was also a really great track.
Yeah, that's a hot take right there, saying it's as good as Black's album.
Hey man, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I liked it a lot too, and it surprised me.
Yeah.
And like one thing you'll notice me saying is episode to episode is like when people surprise me when I have no expectations and I listen to an album and it just surprises me, like I like that a lot. I would give it a high rating.
What would you give it, Dan?
Yeah, 4 out of 5. So some guy that's been generating some buzz is Sheck West out of New York.
Bitch!
He dropped his project called Mud Boy.
Yo,
I haven't personally listened to it because I think it's trash.
Yeah.
But
I was seeing this all over my Instagram feed, people talking about this album, Complex shouting it out as well. I don't get it. I don't get it. What is happening?
So I listened to this album probably 2.5 times, 3 times, and then listened to a couple of singles over and over. And I gotta say, what it is it's that street energy, right? He has a raw energy that a lot of people fuck with, especially in the clubs or on the streets. We've talked about this over and over again, and it's really depends on the situation you're in when you're listening to this. If you're in the library trying to study, this is not the album for you, right?
Yeah.
If you're just chilling at home, it's probably a little too much. If you're putting work in the gym or you're at the club, or you're in the middle of a scrap, this is probably the right music.
So you're playing this in the scrap in the background. Okay, I see you.
I think it's like something we touched upon earlier too. It's like music for the youth, like the younger generation, because he's like 19, 20 years old. So I don't think he's really making music for us or people like even older than us. So that might be why we don't really like it.
Yeah, like his standout track obviously was Mo Bamba.
Yo, that track is doing numbers, but
Yeah.
I'm not even a big fan of that song.
I think it's okay. It's like definitely the best song on this album. I listened to the whole thing and like I liked Fuck Everybody. I like that.
I love that one.
Yeah, I liked Mindfucker. I think was pretty good too. But
Trash.
This wasn't an album that I'm gonna go back to listen to. I didn't like it. I don't understand the hype and the buzz around it. So for me, if I wanted to give it a rating right now, I would give it 2.5 out of 5. I wasn't really feeling it at all.
I think I have to agree with the 2.5. I wouldn't go as far as saying I wouldn't listen to it again. It's not really for me, but like Sheck West, 6ix9ine, I feel like they fit in this one category where it's like if you're in the right mood, their songs would be perfect. But on an average day, I probably really wouldn't listen to him. Although I do want to touch on another related subject, just to go off tangent for a second. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the DJs A-Track or Zed, but they're fairly big. So about a week ago, Zed tweeted something saying that he heard Mo Bamba for the first time in his life, and he had one question: why? And then all these DJs got into a debate about it, and then A-Track said, so A-Track said it was one of the most important tracks of the year. And then Zed said he agreed to disagree, to which A-Track replied, "You can't. Objectively, you can't disagree. Sorry, it's the most important song of the year. Perhaps I could take you to a club and show you why I'm saying this and what's innovative about it. I would really like that." So I don't know. What are your takes on this?
I don't know, man. I don't get it. I agree with Zed. I don't understand the hype behind it, but I can definitely see how this song would bang in a club, and the song's doing crazy numbers too. So that's why he's saying you can't objectively say the song's not doing well out there. It's getting the streams, but personally, I don't get it either.
So Zed actually replied, and this was what was interesting. So he said, "You don't have to apologize. The beautiful thing about music is everyone can have their opinions, likes and dislikes. I judge music by melody, chords, structure, lyrics. I'm a musician. How a club reacts doesn't fall into my method of judgment. To each their own."
Exactly. Well said.
But the producer of Mo Bamba actually addressed this, and he's like, his name's Take a Day Trip. The first two chords are E major and F major, acting as the fifth and sixth chord in A minor harmony. And then he goes on to break down more and more of the music theory behind it. And then he says, "This interval is common in classical music to build tension. Love Mo Bamba music producers." So it's kind of an interesting take. It's like there clearly was thought put out when they were doing this, right?
Yeah. I think I agree with A-Track said, or was it Zed?
Zed was the one where he said
you don't have to apologize.
The club doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think music is very subjective, right? What one person fucks with is not necessarily what somebody else may fuck with, you know? People listen to music for different reasons and different purposes, and they listen to different vibes, so I get it.
I think the big takeaway for me from this is, especially on the producer side, a lot of these guys actually know what they're doing. They actually have a lot of thought behind it. It sounds repetitive, but they know it. They know that they're doing this intentionally, and it's creating a certain effect, right?
Yeah, for sure. I don't take anything away from the beat, obviously. It's just the whole song overall with the lyrics on it.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's still a 2.5 album out of 5 to me.
I haven't listened to the whole thing, so I'm not gonna rate it. But I probably won't listen to it.
So good.
Give it a try in a certain scenarios and see what happens. Take it to the gym.
So get into a fight and start listening to it.
Or do that, and I'll play it for you.
Alright.
I'll be there.
Moving on.
Some guy that I really fuck with, Dom Kennedy from West Coast, California. He dropped an album called Volume 2.
Yeah.
I've been listening to Dom Kennedy since he dropped his album called The Yellow Album, I believe, or The Yellow Tape. That project is really, really dope. If you're gonna check out Dom Kennedy, I would recommend you to go listen to that album first and then move on from there. But Volume 2, I really liked it. Dom Kennedy may sound a little repetitive to you when you listen to his project because his flow, he doesn't really change it a lot. He does that like cool slow flow, but he does have lyrics and he does put in melodies in his hooks, and I'm just a big fan of him. But Keith, on the other hand, has his own opinion.
Like, I don't agree with what you said that you would have to go listen to his first project in order to like this project. I feel like if you're gonna put out a project, it should be...
No, I agree. I didn't say go like, listen to that.
That's the same thing with Don Q. You said the same thing to listeners.
No.
Yeah, you said the same thing.
I know, but that's not what I'm saying.
I recommend that you listen to his first project.
In order to like him as an artist,
but
then you go back. But this as a project, if you listen to it and you don't like it, then okay, I get it.
With someone like Dave East, like I listened to Karma 2 and I loved it, and I listened to Karma 1 and I loved that even more. You know, for this guy, I listened to it. I did not like it. I don't know if it had to be during a situation where I have to listen to his album. I was listening to it driving, and we were actually listening to it. I downloaded it onto my phone, and we were listening to it while I was driving, and I was like, what the fuck is happening?
No, that time we were listening to it, we were talking and shit, so we weren't even taking the album in properly.
Yeah, but I still listened to it, and I wasn't able to find an honestly good song.
Yo, don't say that.
But then after you try to convince, I'm gonna go right into the rating. I was gonna give this a 2.5 out of 5.
Okay.
And then you told me, bro, just start listening to it. I listened to it again while I was driving here, and I can sort of see where you're coming from, and I can give the man his props. So I'm gonna jump in and just say I'll give this a 3 out of 5.
What was it specifically that you didn't like about this project?
I think it was slow. I didn't really like it. It was very slow. I wasn't able to catch on to it as much. What he was saying I really didn't get. What was he even talking about, to be honest with you?
I told you, he has like that slow, like cool flow, and he doesn't really change it a lot. But I think he's a really dope, underrated artist that people should check out. He's almost 10 years in the game.
Yeah. I liked Rollerblades. That was one track I liked.
And yeah, the other thing I was saying about like going back and listening to his other project is like him as an artist, right? You can't just judge him as an artist based on this one project. If you don't like this project, all right, fine, but don't judge him as an artist. Go back and listen to his other stuff.
That's true. If someone doesn't listen to Eminem and just starts to listen to
exactly.
Well, Kamikaze, right? No. What's the last album?
Revival.
Yeah, for sure. That's true.
That can be your introduction to like an artist. True. You go back, right? You can't start from the latest and then move backwards. You got to start in the beginning and then move forward.
Yeah.
With that being said, you can't really assess an artist based on one project, right? You have to look at the cumulative body of work that they had.
Yeah. But overall, I think he's an underrated artist in the game. People don't really give him his props. He's not really out there like that, like other artists. But I think he's really underrated. Check out his music, and then you can have an opinion for yourself.
He isn't huge, but he has a solid fan base.
Yeah,
it's been consistent.
Okay.
I would give the album like a 3.5 out of 5. It was solid, but it wasn't amazing.
Yeah, a lot of good projects came out this week, so a lot of better stuff out there.
So
our last album,
Lil Baby and Gunna dropped their album called Drip Harder.
This one getting a lot of buzz.
Did they drip harder though?
They be dripping something that they shouldn't be dripping. That's what.
I think there was a lot of buzz. Pause. I think there was a lot of hype behind this album because like these two guys are like two of the like most well known and like respected, and there's a lot of buzz around them like from the upcoming artists. But for me personally, I thought it would be a lot harder than it was. I had high expectations going in and listening to this album, and sadly I have to say I was disappointed a little bit. When they dropped their single before the project came out, it was called Drip Too Hard. That song was fire, so I was excited about listening to this album. But again, when I heard it, I was a little disappointed.
Yeah, I listened to this one time over. I saw Complex posted it. I didn't know I didn't really know who these guys were. Again, I know.
You know Lil Baby.
Yeah, I know Lil Baby. I didn't really know who Gunna was. I've seen. Only reason why I gave this album a try was because so they were saying Drake has a feature on it. I'm like, okay, let me just give it a listen, and that's honestly the best song of this whole album.
It's the last track, isn't it?
It's the last.
Yeah.
Number 13, the last track. So I liked Underdog. Business is good, but overall the album I thought was okay. It's that trap music type thing going on for sure. I don't really fuck with trap music as much as these guys do.
I think the general consensus on what I was just reading on the internet and on Instagram was that a lot of people were disappointed. They thought it would be much better than it was. But with that being said, I think if you give it a listen a few more times, you might start to like it a little bit more. So I'm gonna even challenge myself to do that because I've only listened to it like once or twice. But I'm gonna go back and listen to it and see if it grows on me.
I've got to say, Lil Baby and Gunna they have a lot of hype around them, but I don't really see it. I've listened to their older stuff, and I'm going to listen to Drip Harder, obviously, but I feel like they just sound like everything else coming out of the South right now. It's one of those things where there's a disconnect between sort of our generation and the next one, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you. And what I was confused about is like a lot of OGs give these guys props, right? A lot of people say Lil Baby Gunna, they're the next ones up. So I listened to Gunna's project, and there was only a few songs that I liked, so I was like, I don't really get
pretty
it.
Pretty mediocre.
And Lil Baby, like, I know most people know him because of Yes Indeed with Drake, right? That's like his biggest song.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I see it more with Sheck West than I do with these guys, to be honest.
Oh shit, that might be a hot take.
Here we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and listen to it more and see if I change my mind. But if I were to rate it now, sadly I'd give it a 2.5 out of 5.
That's a little harsh. I'll give it a 3 out of 5 for sure. 3 out of 5.
So that's it for albums today.
Yeah, can't wait for that Swiss Beats coming out.
Yep, Poison.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah, that was gonna be fire.
What else coming out next?
Yandi was supposed to come out.
Yandi's coming out sometime
in November.
Sometime in November, Black Friday.
Push to the Black Friday.
It'll be worth it. She promised.
Yo, I messaged Keith after that happened. I was like, yo, this guy had to get his wife to tweet about it and try to get people to like wait for it.
Yeah, like it's gonna be a good album. I feel like the man got off Twitter now and Instagram, so
he was talking too much shit, bro.
He's trying to post a rebrand of Chicago, but
I'm pretty sure that picture he posted with the MAGA hat on his Instagram, he caught a lot of flack for it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I can't see people in this comments being supportive of that. Be like, yeah, Kanye, we stand by you. You took the negativity off the MAGA hat, blah, 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 blah.
No, yeah. Even on SNL, he got shitted on during his whole speech. And Pete Davidson wasn't feeling it as well. So
yeah, I saw what he said.
We want 2006 Kanye back.
You know what the thing is? I think he has a good message. His intentions, like what he's trying to do, like his whole thing with like leading with love instead of hate.
Yeah,
I get it, but the way he's going about it is wrong to me. Like the MAGA hat, we all know what that shit stands for. What the message behind that was, right? So he's like, you know what he said? He's like, I changed the brim of the hat. I changed the fabric. I made it in the U.S. And he believed that took the negativity.
Easy Donald Trump collab coming soon.
Yo, what are you
collab
talking
coming
about?
soon. Can't wait for the Donald Trump Yeezys.
Yeah,
it's gonna come with a toupee.
Yeah. Not made in Mexico.
Toupee to the hat.
Off-white toupee.
Off-white. Virgil's involved. Virgil, where you at?
Yeah, I think he has good intentions, but the way he goes about it, the way he expresses himself, doesn't sit well with people.
Yeah, I feel like he's just going through some shit right now, especially. I feel like that whole TMZ thing fucked his image up a lot, and he's trying to recover from it.
Rebrand.
Yeah, like that whole thing.
Going away from social media is a good idea for a rebrand.
He was posting a lot of stuff.
Yeah, too much.
He was posting too much. It was ridiculous.
And another problem people have with him is that he tends to talk about things that he doesn't have a lot of information on.
Yeah.
Right? And you can't do that. If you don't know the whole story, you can't be really talking about it.
Yeah, and he shouldn't be filming when there's a train running through the video, so just gotta put that out there. Just get it straight, Kanye. Come on. I love you, yay.
So what else happened this week?
What else happened? Preseason NBA looking all fiery and shit.
What are you talking about? The
What
scrap?
What are you talking about? Scrap?
You seen the scrap?
I seen a scrap. I seen a little shoving. J.R. Smith smiling as he walking away from Marcus Smart because he don't want to catch them hands.
No, the whole thing started, but what we touched upon last week, where Tristan said like they were the team to be, and then Marcus Morris replied back to him, and then obviously when they face each other, even in the
But they didn't even get into it.
No, them two didn't get to it. It's just
it.
between the two teams.
Yeah, but there's obviously going to be some heat behind those two and what they've.
That looked like a regular season game in the beginning.
That looked like. I didn't watch the entire game. I just saw that push and shove between Baines, and then.
You know what it is? This is what I saw. JR was trying to box out Baines, right? And Baines had JR's arm locked, and then JR was trying to let go and put his arms up. But Baines still had it locked, and then he tried to flip him over.
True.
Yeah, and then that's when JR got pissed and just pushed him. I don't know where Marcus Smart came from. He just came out of nowhere.
Yo, Marcus Smart wants to like go after him for sure. Was the Supreme tattoo visible though? I didn't even see that.
You know what he did? He didn't even wear a leg sleeve. He put like a tape or some shit over it.
Oh, he put tape over it.
Yeah, he covered it.
True. Because I seen him trying to put Kevin Love. He's trying to get Kevin Love on that Supreme wave. Get that Sharpie going on. That
and
white
you know what
skin.
the other thing JR said? JR said, I feel like Marcus Smart came into that game not wanting to play that day. He was already in a bad mood, and he was looking for someone to like take out his energy on.
Well, Marcus Smart is.
And then, his other thing, he was like, for someone who flops as much as you do, you can't be trying to act tough like that.
Yeah,
he's like,
true.
you lead the league in flops. You can't be out here acting tough.
Average 1.2 average flops per game.
His flops are terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Terrible.
Pretty bad.
Moving on. Conor and Khabib fight.
That fight,
big one.
That whole UFC event was fire. Even that.
It was.
The Black Beast takes on the Russian, Ivan Drago.
That was the fight of the night, I think.
That was definitely the fight of the night. That man was losing. The Russian man should have just left him.
30 seconds left.
Bro, the man knocked him out with 11 seconds left. I couldn't believe it.
That was crazy.
All
the Russian man had to do was just back off, let the timer run out.
I don't know what he was thinking. The man caught a quick hand, bop, knocked his ass down.
His post-game interview.
His post-game was the best.
Yeah, post-game interview.
Balls are on fire.
Balls on fire. Trump told him to knock the Russian man out.
He's like, I need to go do some cardio.
My black ass need to do some cardio. He's gonna get on Joe Rogan, smoke some weed.
That was entertaining.
That was entertaining as fuck. I liked it.
But the Conor and Khabib fight, though, all three of us here were on Mayweather's team. Oh, what am I saying? Mayweather. Conor's team.
TM? What? What's going on?
We're all on Conor's side.
I feel like
Wrong
this happens.
sport.
Yeah, I feel like this happens with any Well, it's only one other UFC fighter who went to do films and stuff like that. When someone gets as big as someone like Conor McGregor or Ronda Rousey is a perfect example, they start to fall off. Floyd and the Conor fight definitely put Conor on another level, and look at him now.
I mean, let's put it in context though. Conor made more money on the Floyd fight than he will for the rest of his career in the UFC.
I know that, but Conor is known for his mixed martial arts and his ability to be, and the fact that he got tapped out by only getting his face sort of crushed for a little bit. From my perspective, I feel like he could have gotten out of it if he just slipped his hand through there and got him. He just felt uncomfortable. He was so uncomfortable.
His groundwork was looking terrible.
Khabib got him like Khabib, whatever. Like that man knew his game. He had his game plan set. He knew what he was going to do. Take him down. The man fought a bear. He knows what he's doing. Like that guy definitely made Conor feel uncomfortable as fuck. Conor is a straight up knock you and then come after you type fighter, and he didn't look like that. And
Conor was looking like a boxer in that fight. Like he only looked comfortable when he was standing up. Once he got taken down, he looked
uncomfortable as hell. That man was trying to get position, but Khabib was not letting it happen.
No.
You know what it is? Like the comments that he made about his country, his dad and stuff beforehand.
Yeah.
I think Khabib came into the fight trying to beat his ass. Like he
was ready.
to prove.
He was ready to fight his whole team after the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, after the fight, I saw that Instagram clip of fighting a bear when he was 9 years old. I was like, okay, I get it now. If you're gonna fight a bear, like you're definitely gonna beat Conor.
Yo, that man jumped out giving some Chun-Li action, looking like, oh my god.
He didn't have enough. He needed to jump out and beat some other motherfuckers
The
up
man
too.
jumped off. Security was trying to hold him. He was able to get over the cage and gave a flying
That
kick,
was entertaining.
looking like Chuck Norris. Oh
That
my
was
gosh.
entertaining.
That was entertaining. I didn't expect that.
I know.
We were watching the fight. We just seen the camera on Conor looking all upset and shit. And all
I gotta
that.
say, it's so funny that you see all the reactions from all the UFC fighters condemning it, and they're like, "Oh, this is outrageous, unacceptable." Like they don't spend their whole life beating each other down for a living. Like, are you serious?
Yeah. Well, I feel like this is really good for the UFC because
I think so.
yeah, like come on, like they're not making as much money as boxing and Showtime and what type of numbers they're doing. This is definitely gonna get obviously a bad eye, but as we all know, you know, good or bad publicity is still publicity,
Yep.
right? So 3 of his mans got arrested though, because what happened?
Someone
was,
jumped in the octagon and was punching Conor.
no, what happened was, okay, Khabib went and fought his trainer, and then while that was happening, Conor seen that. Conor was about to jump the cage to go help him.
Somebody
And
went
then
in.
one of Khabib's mans was also jumping to, I guess, either help fight him or stop it. But then Conor threw a punch at that man while they were both on top of the cage. I just seen another angle of it. So Conor threw a punch at one of Khabib's team.
That was crazy.
And then, bro, it just got wild after that. They were just fighting, and then another man in a red shirt came, jumped behind him, and sucker punched the shit out of him.
It was his time to make a name for himself.
Conor got fucked up, bro.
Yeah.
Conor was not looking good after that. But no, 3 of his mans got arrested. I don't know what the commission is going to say about this, and the fighting commission, I feel, is that what it is? The fighting committee? Because
I don't know.
the license and all that. But that man is not getting his Visa card. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know how Conor's gonna bounce back from this L.
He's not going to bounce back. He's going to enter the WWE. That's what's going to happen. That man is... What is he going to do? He's going to come back. He's going to get fucked up again. And what else? Oh, yeah, true. So... Drake, you dummy. Like, what are you saying? Getting on his... Drake is the ultimate dick rider. Like, I don't understand this. Like, he has, like, every jersey for every city he visits so that he can just rock it and just be like, yo, I fuck with you guys. Merch is in the back. Don't forget. So...
I fuck with Drake, but that
Yeah.
kind of shit that he does...
Like, if you're gonna represent the 6, don't be rocking, like, some man's jersey over here, there, and, like... What
That Irish flag. He's like
Yeah.
2% Irish.
Watch, he's gonna come up with a mistake with the Irish accent now. Watch it. It's coming. Trust me. But, hey, he caught flames from King. Yuck. Pusha came after him. Gotta burn the whole house. Read it for me. Can someone read that for me?
Great win, Team Khabib. Sometimes you have to burn the whole house down. I understand.
Six. Oh.
You
Yeah.
think that was a subliminal at Drake?
Obviously.
That was direct.
That was direct, bro. That was direct as fuck. Drake, where you at? Where you at? Drake's gonna come.
Over, man.
Drake's not gonna say shit. He's gonna say shit about Kanye because that's all he can do right now. He has nothing on push.
It's over.
Yeah. But
Switching gears. What you got? Vic Mensa dissing X? What happened?
What
Inform us.
What happened?
What happened?
So X won BET Awards for the best new hip hop artist, I believe, and X's mom was in attendance at the BET Awards. And what happened was there were ciphers going on, and Vic Mensa had a cipher where it was a message towards obviously X, and what he was saying was how he was an abuser and y'all worship him or something like that, which is definitely something that I think you shouldn't have done considering the circumstances and what's been going on.
Pretty poor taste.
Pretty poor taste, especially with his mom being in the audience. I don't know what he was thinking, and he responded just a couple hours ago of this recording saying, "Oh, y'all mad and shit, like what you gonna do? Come after me, like
Come fight me."
He knew what he was doing, and he's not gonna apologize for his actions for sure, but I don't know what this is all about.
Yeah, I
why
think
he's
it's
all
kind
upset.
of disrespectful to diss
Yeah.
someone that's passed away.
Especially in front of their mom when
yeah.
they're commemorating him.
And like it was a moment for him, right? Like he's
Yeah.
passed away. They're just paying him his respect by giving him best new artist, and then he's dissing him. I fuck with Vic Mensa, man. I fuck with
Vic
his
Mensa,
music.
I love Vic Mensa.
He's an activist in the community.
Yeah.
So I don't know what
He
he's
doesn't
doing.
like DJ Academics.
I completely understand why.
Yeah.
Nobody
Fuck
likes
DJ.
academics.
Yeah, fuck academics.
Oh, Kevin going for the neck.
But on the note of Vic Mensa, didn't he have some issues with his girlfriend before, where he was like choking?
Yeah.
So isn't
Yep.
that kind of the pot calling the kettle black?
Yep.
Yeah, man. That man
He
has
addressed
his
it
own...
on his album too.
What do you say?
Oh yeah.
He had like a verse about it, like putting his hands around her neck, trying to choke her. He's
Yeah,
like, I don't know what I
remember
was
that.
doing.
I forgot what track that was, but yeah.
Yeah.
That was on the
So like, how are you gonna call X out for the exact same shit?
Yep.
Hey man, I guess he's just sour.
Maybe he's got new music coming out. He needs attention.
Possibly.
True.
Yeah.
Nobody's really paying attention to him right now,
Yeah.
so I could see it.
Yeah, that's true.
Antics. Our superhero expert over here, Keith.
Oh,
Let you
superhero
get your
time.
shit off.
Dun, 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 dun. Yo, New York Comic Con. Enough shit dropped. I know y'all about to watch that Aquaman. That trailer was
Fire.
looking nice. That there is a lot more color in these trailers. I think James Wan, unlike what Kevin thinks, is gonna do a good job. I feel like there's a lot of jokes from what I've seen in the trailer, which is making me a little bit worried. But Jason Momoa is the manliest man I know.
Khal Drogo.
Khal Drogo.
Yo, I don't like when they make jokes in superhero movies. Like, sometimes they do it too much.
Yeah, it's a little too much, but it's obviously, you know, for companies like this, they have to be able to sell toys. You have to market it to kids. That's where a lot of their money comes from. So they have to be able to entertain those kids that are obviously going to want to go to the theater to watch those movies. And who's going to buy the tickets? It's not the kids, obviously. It's the parents. So I can see even Marvel has done the best job at this, obviously, and they've made racking in billions of dollars with their whole Marvel Cinematic Universe and the jokes they have in it. So it's definitely for kids, but
I mean, we talked about this last week too. I think you were saying that it doesn't make sense for DC to do that because they've sort of chosen that dark route, whereas Marvel can do that because they're Disney, and then it's always been more lighthearted than DC has been. DC's taken this, like, you look at the colors used in DC and it's dark and gray, it's gritty, so it's a little bit off-brand for them to be cracking jokes like that, right?
yeah, even in the Silver Age of comics, when even in the beginning of comics, Marvel was always was kid friendly, was meant for kids, whereas DC was more of like an adult type comic where it was meant for adults. And I can see how this dark perspective with, you know, the Batman and all these characters, what Zack Snyder was trying to do was make it more for adults, and I can understand where he was coming from. And I did like that. I liked I liked how he tried to differentiate his view and his take on DC as opposed to Marvel that's already established this lighthearted type movies. But now you can see that they're doing a complete 180 and they're trying to catch up to Marvel. Shazam is coming out, Aquaman, all these bright colors, so it's definitely going to be changing now in the long run for sure.
I think I'm looking forward to the movie. Like, the trailer looked good.
Yeah.
And also with the jokes, just moving on, I think it depends on the character. Like, for Spider-Man, he was some guy who's always been comical and funny, and he would crack jokes and stuff like that. So it really depends on the character. But I'm not opposed to them making jokes. Like, obviously, if I'm sitting in the theater and they make a good joke and I laugh, like, I'm gonna enjoy it. But there should be a balance.
Yeah, that's for sure. Because Aquaman is, especially this Jason Momoa playing him, as I said, I feel like Aquaman is such a character where it's, you know, people make fun of him. He's like, oh, he's a guy that can talk to fish. Oh, look at this guy. He's like, oh, I remember that Robot Chicken skit where he's in the water and then there's a fight going on land. He's like, oh, yo, you better not come to the water. I'm over here. You better not come over here. Where he was talking shit like, okay, he's in the water. But hey, man, 70% of the earth is covered in water. There's a lot of water. It's a lot
Let's not get into that.
I can't wait to see all these new fish and new monsters in the sea. But it's definitely going to be great. There's a lot of, it's a CGI fest, but
what else happened at Comic Con?
Hopefully it's good. Daredevil trailer dropped. Gotham trailer dropped. What y'all think? I know y'all on that.
I watched Gotham. I think Gotham's one of the doper shows out. The trailer looked good. I'm waiting for it to come back. I'm excited to see it. Daredevil, I don't know. I watched all of it. I'm up to date. I'm probably gonna watch the season, but I'm like slowly losing interest.
Yeah, Daredevil, I'm definitely gonna watch. I liked season 2 with the Punisher. It's definitely gonna be cool. From the trailer, you see that there's another Daredevil impersonating Matt Murdock. So
yeah, that looked cool.
Yeah, that's definitely Bullseye for sure. Trying to put a bad name out on Daredevil and trying to turn him against his own city. So Gotham also came out too. So Gotham.
I think well, The Punisher, I enjoyed the show more than Daredevil.
I feel like they're both on the same level. Punisher is definitely I feel like a more
Was darker,
bigger character for sure.
For sure, more well known.
Punisher is more well known. And John Bernthal. That oh
Yeah,
my
he
gosh,
killed
that guy killed that role. I can't wait for the next season to come out. I think they're still filming it, but it's definitely gonna be it's gonna be a shit show for sure. There's gonna be blood all over the place.
He's been having a great run since leaving Walking Dead, right?
Yeah.
After that role as Shane.
Yeah, he's been in that Leonardo DiCaprio movie, Wolf of Wall Street. I like that. He was in The Accountant. He's been in a lot of little roles here and there. So I
think he plays the bad guy really well.
He does.
Yeah, he does. He's the anti-hero, I guess. He's that type of character for sure.
Speaking about Walking Dead, their new season is back. Are you guys caught up? Are you excited to watch it?
I think it's run its course. Andrew Lincoln's leaving. I think there's talk that what's her name is also leaving as
Lauren Cohen?
Lauren Cohen.
Oh my god.
So how are you gonna have Walking Dead when the next 2 seasons are supposed to be about these key characters and they want out?
I really hope this is the last season. I completely agree with Kevin. It's run its course, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people feel the same way. They're tired of it. So I'm just hoping this is the last season.
Let's take a second to appreciate Lauren Cohen's body.
Wow.
Sorry.
Thirsty ass fish.
Yo, man, I need some Gatorade. I need some recovery Gatorade. No, but this I finished. Spoiler alert. Should I spoil it?
Do it.
Okay, so after Carl died, I honestly lost interest in it.
Whoa. Big spoiler.
Hey, man, Carl died. Carl. No, but I wasn't really able to follow it. I do like Fear the Walking Dead more. I feel like that's more better character development overall as opposed to The Walking Dead itself. But it's dragged on for so long. This is 6, 7 seasons now. How many seasons?
Too many.
7, 8. Yeah, it's too many.
Too many.
What is it going to go to 10 seasons? Come on, they can run this show forever for sure. There's enough characters to build around. They got to end it.
Yeah,
I'm sort of tired of it.
I'm tired of it.
Just move on with Fear the Walking Dead and start from there and move on.
It's too bad because I really like the next set of villains that they were going to introduce, but I think it's just if the main cast wants out, it's kind of hard to write around it. They've already killed off so many of the important guys.
I think that's all we have to cover. Right? Go through the list real quick.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Alright, that's all we got for you guys this episode. We end the podcast the same way every week. Kevin, Keith, and I pick 2 to 4 songs each. Upcoming R&B and hip-hop artists that we think you guys should be listening to. People you might have not heard. We play those picks at the end of the episode. And we update the playlist that we have on Spotify and Apple Music. Run It Back playlist. RVNITBACK.
Yeah, so check us out. iTunes, Spotify. We're also on YouTube. You can find the links below for the playlists. Check us out. We are on all platforms and SoundCloud as well. RVN space IT space BACK. Run It Back. So give us a like. Share us. Let your friends know about us because we're up and coming. We want people to hear what we have to say coming from Toronto. So we have a good perspective on music and we want to share it with you. So definitely share what we got to say.
Be sure to let us know what you think too.
Yeah. Comment down below. Let us know what you want us to hear. Let us know what we want to talk about. If anything we need to change, we're open to change. So just give us your opinions.
The biggest thing is, like, we're always trying to improve. We want to make sure the next episode is better than the one before. So we really want to hear back from you guys. Let us know what you think. Again, if you have artists we should be listening to, topics you want us to discuss, hit us up. Follow us at Run It Back. Till next week. Peace.